Theresa May says she shed a little tear after hearing the exit poll result on general election night. In a Radio 5 Live interview to mark a year since she became PM, she says the result was a complete shock.
I think as the campaign was going on, I realised that everything wasn't going perfectly, but throughout the whole campaign, the expectation still was that the result would be a different one, a better one for us than it was. We didn't see the result that came coming, and if I'm honest, I've heard stories about quite a few Labour MPs who actually didn't think they were going to keep their seats and ended up keeping those seats. So when the result came through, it was a complete shock.
A complete shock. When was that moment for you, though, of realisation?
Well, it was when I heard the exit poll. To be honest with you, I didn't actually watch the exit poll myself. I had a little bit of superstition about things like that. My husband watched it for me and came and told me. And I was shocked at the result that had come through in the exit poll. It took a few minutes for it to sort of sink in what that was telling me. My husband gave me a hug. And then I got on the phone to CCHQ, to the Conservative Party, to find out what had happened.
That must have been a moment for Philip to tell you that. It must have been quite hard for him.
Yes, it was. But you know, he's, as you know, he's been a huge support for me over the years. And there are times when I perhaps get him to read a newspaper article for me and tell me what it says rather than reading it directly.
And when you had that hug, did you have a cry? How did you feel?
Well, I felt, I suppose, devastated really, because as I say, I knew the campaign wasn't going perfectly, but still the messages I was getting from people I was speaking to, but also the comments we were getting back from a lot of people that were being passed on to me, were that we were going to get a better result than we did.
Devastated enough to shed a tear?
Yes, a little tear.
Yes. At that moment, that private moment?
At that moment, yes.
And then you obviously have to just brush yourself down.
You have a responsibility. That you're a human being. You've been through that experience. But I was, there as leader of the party and Prime Minister, and I had a responsibility then to, as we went through the night, to determine what we were going to do the next morning.
I must ask, did you feel in any way an extra pressure not to step down because you're only the second woman to hold this office of Prime Minister? Did that play a role?
No, I can honestly say it didn't. I mean, what I looked at was what I believed was important for the country, was getting a government. We were the largest party. I think we had a responsibility. And I think I had a responsibility as leader of the party and as Prime Minister. It's in a sense, it can be easy sometimes if something like this happens, just to walk away and to leave somebody else to deal with it. But just like David Cameron. Well, what I've said to my colleagues is that I thought it was important. I got us into this, and I'm going to work to get us out.
Theresa May.